Appearing before Lady Justice Linet Ndolo of the Kenya Industrial Court today, the two KNUT officials Wilson Sossion and Mudzo Nzili remained optimistic that the government would withdraw the contempt of court charges freshly filed against them last week. But in its ruling, the Industrial Court found the KNUT chair and the acting Secretary General guilty of the contempt of court case filed against them by the Teachers Service Commission after the duo failed to call off the teachers' strike as ordered by the Industrial Court.
KNUT as a body corporate was liable to obey the court order and was responsible for the acts of its officials. If the union is guilty of contempt, then the second and third respondents are equally guilty.
Sossion and Nzili were therefore ordered to pay a fine of 500,000 shillings each or face a jail term of up to 30 days.
The second respondent, that is to say Wilson Sossion, shall pay a fine of 500,000 shillings, and in default, the said Wilson Sossion shall be committed to civil jail for 30 days. This penalty takes effect immediately. The third respondent, that is to say Mudzo Nzili, shall pay a fine of 500,000 shillings, and in default, the said Mudzo Nzili shall be committed to civil jail for 30 days. This penalty takes effect immediately.
The Kenya National Union of Teachers, which called for the national teachers' strike that lasted 24 days, was on the other hand fined 5 million shillings.
The first respondent, that is to say the Kenya National Union of Teachers, KNUT, shall pay a fine of 5 million shillings. The said fine shall be recovered by the Teachers Service Commission from union dues deducted on behalf of KNUT and paid to court within the next 30 days from the date of this ruling.
This comes even as public primary schools resumed learning today, following a directive by the Ministry of Education to do so.
The pupils are learning. We are following the timetables as usual, and there is we have already resumed our routine as usual.
A spot check in some of Nairobi schools indicated that pupils and teachers were back to school and learning in the institutions is back to normal.
Being at home was not good at all. First, we faced many challenges because you can't learn without teachers.
I feel very happy because we will be able to do our mock exams.
The national teachers' strike paralyzed learning in all public primary and secondary schools for 24 days, prompting the ministry to order for the closure of all public primary schools last week Wednesday, only to reverse the closure after KNUT officials called off the strike. The teachers had demanded for 47 billion shillings to cater for their allowances, but the government only offered 16.8 billion shillings in an agreement signed last week Thursday.